1051.
Power 1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We got a special guest with us this morning.
You have no idea how he got in here. He bum rushed the Breakfast Club.
Oh, man. He's been doing that a lot recently, huh? Papoose.
What's going on?
What's up, sir?
What's the deal? What's up with y'all, man?
Everything good?
I'm maintaining it, man. I can't complain.
We seen Papoose at the Wild Club show.
Absolutely.
He bum rushed the
definitely.
stage there. And then as he was getting off stage, he says, "Yo, I'll be at the Breakfast Club on Monday," and here he is.
He's here.
You already know. I wouldn't want to get up here for a long time, man. A lot of exposure.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
what happened? Why did it take you so long? Because we've been up here for
It was a while
2.5
ago. I was
years.
trying to set it up, but I guess everybody was busy. It just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Who was trying to set it up?
I was talking to Envy.
You talking
That's
to me
the
for a
wrong
while.
person to talk
Yeah,
to.
that's the wrong person.
If you ain't talking to him about a whole lot of money or the latest car that's out, don't even talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Now, you know what it was? We booked, and then, I had my situation, and then I was iffy.
What's your
During that-
situation?
Come on, we ain't got to go there.
Oh.
But, I was
What was your
iffy.
situation? I
There
forgot.
you go.
You
I'm not
had the
fucking
baby?
with
What
y'all.
happened? What
So I
happened?
had popped inside.
It was actually the day of. I was coming up here. And they hit me
Exactly.
like, Yo,
There you go.
Another time. I said, it's cool, man.
Another time.
I know everybody busy, you know what I mean? So I respect it.
He let his personal. Now, a long time ago, I had interviewed Remy Ma, right?
Okay.
And this is when I had a show called Lip Service, and we were talking about you.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I know who your man is, because you know how you know somebody's man? Because you were her number one friend on MySpace. And she was your number one
She
friend
said
on MySpace.
MySpace. She took
MySpace.
it
You
way
guys were in the
back.
top
Is that where you
slot.
gonna go?
Wow.
But it was a secret at first. You guys kept your relationship a secret. Why
Yeah.
was it so secret?
I mean, just because we ain't really want everybody in our business. You know, people be real nosy and all that. So at the time, we was just like denying it. You know what I'm saying? But eventually it came out.
How hard is it to be a husband to have his wife incarcerated? Because you always see it the other way around. How is it for a man to have his woman incarcerated?
It's real hard, man. I ain't gonna sit up here in front and say, yo, this shit is easy, or none of that. Nah, it ain't easy. It's real hard. A lot of challenges and all that. You seeing her suffer, even though she a strong person, but you see her go through a lot.
How's she doing?
You know what
How's
I'm
Rem doing?
She all right. She maintaining. She just graduated and all that from college. You know what I'm saying? And she be home next year.
Is she still writing, or she don't
Nah,
write
her
no
pen
more?
is crazy, man. I be hearing certain verses on the floor. I be like, whoa.
She's one of my favorites.
Nah, she got better. She hate when I say that, but I'm gonna be real. She got way better.
Now, how did you guys end up hooking up in the first place?
I met Rem through Slay. You know what I'm saying? Slay had hit me one day. He was like, yo, Rem want to do a song with you or whatever. And I came to the studio, and the rest was history. We just clicked, man. You know what I mean? You know, her and Slay be going at it. She was going in on Slay. I never seen nobody talk to him like that. So that was like impressive to me from the door.
It
Anyway,
turned you on,
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, slowly but surely, we started out as friends, but eventually, we
How did that relationship happen? Because she got a slick mouth. She will curse you out and probably. Remy got me into so many fights.
Wow.
Fights. Like, we be in the club and be like, Remy be like, yo, Envy, that dude right there said you a bitch ass. And then it'd be a big fight brawl out. She swing
Nah,
first.
that's how she is. She got me in a lot of fights too, man. You know what I'm saying? But we get along pretty well. I give her space, she give me my space, you know what I'm saying? And we
Well,
be
you
cool.
have no choice right now, really. I mean,
But does she expect
Yeah.
you to be faithful, though? Do you have to be faithful?
Yeah, you gotta be faithful when you married, man. You know that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I respect it, she respect it. We keep it like that, man.
did she listen to your music and critique it?
Oh yeah, definitely. She challenges me and all that. You know what I'm saying? She definitely give me criticism. I can take a criticism from somebody like that who I know is genuine. You know, people like to say, yo, you gotta be able to take criticism, but it gotta come from somebody who's genuine, you know what I mean, about it. You know what I'm saying? So I could take it from people like that.
Like constructive criticism as opposed
Exactly.
to hate.
It's the difference between hate and criticism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well, you get a lot of it, especially on social networking. Like, they act like Papoose is the wackest rapper ever to.
You know what the
reach
problem
microphone.
is?
But we see through that. Matter of fact, I seen you on Combat Jack, and they was asking you about that, and you said some positive things. You know what I'm saying? So that was real.
Phew. Okay. Yeah, you know, the problem is that you got so much money and such a highly publicized deal that I think at that time the expectations, $1.5 million, and you did the 1.5 million man mixtape and all of that. So once people hear figures like that being thrown around, they're like, okay, this guy has to really show and prove. But then the album didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, for me though, people just hate me, but I'm keeping it 1,000. People love to hate on me, but I learned to appreciate the hate. I was watching Floyd, and he said something. He said, yo, when I come out and I hear the haters, he said, I appreciate the hate because it lets me know that they see what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So when people constantly hating on, like he said on social networks, I enjoy that. I laugh at it too. Some of it's funny, it's hilarious to me.
I think you came at the wrong time, Pap. When you started bubbling, I think that's when New York was going down. I think they were giving a lot more deals to the South and a lot more deals to West Coast rap. Because when you started bubbling, it was like New York wasn't bubbling anymore. And it was just like, there was no need for that type of music because everybody was bouncing.
But you know what?
It was difficult.
My impact I feel like the impact that I made, which I was blessed to be able to do that, was strong enough to get through that.
Right.
But what it is with me is,
but we never got through. New York never got through it.
But hear me out though. At the time when I was coming through, I shot straight to the top. I passed a lot of dudes who was on my level. You know what I mean? So now some of these dudes get their little breaks and they want to poke their chest and show me, yeah, now I'm up. Because they was calling me for verses. No, I ain't gonna lie, I was busy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's on that side, but on the as far as the fans are concerned, on some real, what I get from the people who really hate on me, they really be mad. They be like, yo, the album never came out. Like, f you. I used to be a fan. F you now. You never dropped that. Be really mad about that.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
Well, I always heard a lot of people in the streets say they thought it was an illusion because you used to get so much radio play, but people feel like it didn't connect to the streets. Like your music didn't actually connect with the people. It was just more of a radio thing. They manufactured the Papoose part.
Yeah, but nah, that's impossible because I was straight from the street. You know what I mean? Envy can vouch for that. My shit was in the street, hands on, hand in hand with the music. You know what I'm saying? And radio always been a challenge for me, as we know. You know what I mean? I'm always going at it with radio, so that shit never really been my market. You know what I mean?
You care about radio?
In the street.
Because you used to care about radio a lot. You was very sensitive to radio, and you felt that radio never supported. But now I look at artists like, you know, Macklemore and Mac Millers and even your J. Cole's where, you know, sometimes radio don't matter anymore. Yeah,
I mean, you know, with the internet and all that, you got other outlets. You know what I'm saying? But them kids like that, like Mac Miller, if you get his new album, he's screaming my name on his album. So a lot of them dudes kind of look up to me, not because I'm, you know, old, but I was ahead of my time as far as the music is concerned. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I respect what all them dudes is doing, but like you said, they capitalizing off the internet. You know what I'm saying? But DJs like you too, y'all gotta support New York a little bit more.
Well, you know what the problem with
like,
you know what the problem with New York?
And I ain't gonna sit here and be fake, my nigga.
And I'll be honest.
You know what I'm saying?
When we play artists,
when
we play artists from New York, nobody responds to them. There's no calls, and you know the first thing my boss says, you know, the call out was horrible. Even French Montana, ain't worried about nothing, right? One of the biggest records in the club. He's a New York artist, where he got a down south sound. First thing my music director tell me is that record's not working for us. See what I'm saying? So it's like you can't support when New York is not supporting.
Let me ask you this: do y'all do research over here?
Absolutely.
See, that's a myth. I think you believe in that.
No. And the reason I don't believe it,
shit,
I don't believe in it for exactly what Envy said. You can be in the club and see a record pop off. So it's like, who are you asking when you ask people about the record?
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm
And then
saying?
they say they riding around a cab with some device. And correct me if I'm wrong. And if they can see how many people.
We don't know
turn
anything about
station,
that. We're not allowed to
but
talk about
Yeah,
okay.
we can't talk about
All
that.
right, we
but,
ain't gonna
you
get
know,
into all that. But I'm gonna say this, like on some real, like when I was dropping my album back in March, I went on a promo run across the country. I took my own bread, you know what I mean? Me and a couple of my homies went on the road. And while I'm in the South, I'm talking to certain DJs and they like, yo, look, they pulling up the
Soundscan.
yeah, and all that shit.
Not Soundscan,
you know,
but
media
Media
base
Base.
was going on radio, and they like, yo, look, and why they playing this record 60 times? When they could just be playing it 50, they can't play it 50 and give an artist like Papoose or somebody else 5 or 10. They like, yo, listen, why is New York following us? These are South DJs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put them on blast, but they like, yo, listen, you know, them niggas in New York sold y'all out. They ain't protecting the backyard no more.
Well, there's no control anymore.
You know what I mean?
And you got to look at it like that. There is no control. Like when New York was at its finest, there was mix shows and there was way for DJs to do it. You know, at the time I had to do it too, and I could play our music.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the Breakfast Club is different. You know what I mean? It's a 6 to 10. It's more of 18 to 34 of people who are not in that street hip hop. New it too, yeah. When Clue was doing midnights and Clue was doing nights, yeah. But now it's like those DJs who do those mix shows at those times now, they don't play New York music. You know what I mean? They play Southern music.
But you know what though?
That's where it starts.
I think it's a lot of New York artists getting played. They just not making the traditional New York sound. I mean, Nicki's from New York,
That's
French is
true,
from
too.
New York, ASAP's from New York, Fab never went nowhere, Jay's always here.
That's true.
You know?
What you said about it sounding like they from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, I just think like a lot of these, like you said, your boss, a lot of these bosses, these ain't from New York, so they don't give a You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
But no, well, you know what the thing is? Nobody gives a anymore. It's all about $1 now. Nobody cares about the craft anymore, and that's what the problem is.
I love I care about the craft.
You care about
the craft. I think Charlamagne do.
You care about
I
the
hear him
craft.
when he speaks sometimes, and he be saying certain shit that I be connecting with.
You know,
what I'm saying?
it's hard.
Well,
It's hard
Papoose,
to care about the craft when you got a lot of people who don't respect the craft and really feel
But
like
you
I
got-
can go
but
buy a laptop,
you gotta
I
look
can
at
record a
this too,
record,
though. I hear
and
you.
they can give $1 million.
But you gotta look at this on some real. It's a lot of who do respect it. This hip hop shit always was about somebody taking a stand and switching it.
Right.
When they keep following the same trend, this shit gonna keep being repetitive.
And that's what it
and
is
it's
now.
gonna stay dumbed down. Somebody got to stand up and say, yo, let's support that real. And people with the real, like, on some real, I eat off my music, man. Like, this is how I eat for the past some odd years. You know what I'm saying? So when a nigga telling me, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's hard to believe when I'm cashing in off of the iTunes shit, off of the shows. I'm overseas. I'm in Canada. I'm in Russia. So I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying I'm acknowledging what's going on.
Right.
Really ain't supporting the craft, like you said. That's a good one.
I think they are in other places though. I mean, you look at Kendrick Lamar and the whole TDE movement. You know what I'm saying? You look at people like J. Cole. You look at the Big Sean's, the Wale's. Those dudes is really rapping to me.
Yeah, and them dudes is getting love when they come here, but when we go there, we ain't getting that love. You know what I'm saying? When you, like I said, when you in the South, you hear South music. When you in New York, you hear South music. Them don't play the biggest from the town. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But shout out to Kendrick and them. I fuck with them.
You ever feel like you got to conform?
We know you fuck with them.
Gotta what?
Conform. You ever feel like you might have to conform a little bit, musically?
I mean, my music is very versatile. You know what I mean? I always invite people to listen. You know what I'm saying? When people say, yo, you need to bring that back, I say, yo, I never stop spitting. Y'all just stop listening.
Do you ever feel like I gotta make songs that could be played on the radio?
Yeah, all the time. I do. You know what I mean? Like I said,
You do that consciously.
I gave you the album.
Right.
I would invite you to listen to it and you'll hear it. You know what I'm saying? I made records like in the past, like Bucket Naked, Alphabetic. I mean, all different type of music.
I like when you on that. When you on like your Law Library stuff, I didn't like the Bucky Naked. To me, that wasn't you.
See, but you didn't like that. But it was
you know
needed.
what? I'm gonna say something.
But
though.
it was needed. You know why it was needed? Because I could play Bucket Naked in the club. I could play that in the strip club. I could play it on the radio.
But look at this though. Look at this. Look what happened. A couple DJs when I first did that record, yo, Pat, that record ain't you. And you know when they did 2 months down the line, yo, I'm sorry, man.
Right.
I
Because you know what? It's a record I could play.
And they realized this work. You know what it is, Charlamagne? An artist like myself, or you know what I mean, we could make them dumb down records, but them dumb down can't do what we do. You know what I mean? Wise man can play a part of a fool can play a part of a wise. I can make them records all day. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or not, the shit could work, pardon me. But you know what I mean? I just think when you're an artist, you got to be versatile. I don't mind being versatile.
Like all them records you name, when we're talking about music, my daughter knows none of those records, but she knows Bucky Naked because that's a record that got radio play.
Let your daughter listen to Bucky Naked?
She listens to the radio. She listens to the radio. But it's one of those things where a kid could listen to Bucky Naked and be like, oh, I like this record, and then do his research and find out more about Papoose. So sometimes those records are needed. Same thing with J. Cole when he said he did that record. What was it? With the auto-tune record? What was the name?
Workout.
He did that Workout record, which is probably one of his worst records, but he said was probably one of his best records because it opened it up.
That was the record he was talking about on the Nas record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Those records are well needed.
Yeah, Nas killed that.
Well, let's talk about the new album.
Okay.
Nasarima Dream. Is that
Yes.
am I saying it right?
Yeah, you said it right. You're the first person that said it right off top.
Okay, so which is American backwards. And this took you've been working on this since 2006. You worked on it.
Yeah, I've been working on this album, man, before that.
Before that?
Yeah, before 06, man. Since, before I even met Slay, I had the concept of my album, what the concept was going to be and what the message was going to be. So I can't even tell you exactly when, but a long time.
Right, so, but some of these songs are songs that you had from way back then?
Nah, I redid a lot of stuff. The concepts are, some of the concepts are, from back then.
Okay. All right, I'm taking a look.
You feel like now is like your time, being that I think lyricism is back at the forefront. Like you can't pay attention to what's going on the radio. You pay attention to what's going on in the radio, you're gonna hear the Trinidad James, the Chief Keef. But I feel like lyricism is back at the forefront. Everybody that's really winning right now can rap.
Yeah, so, some of them, you know what I'm saying? I can agree with you partially. Some of them can rap, you know what I mean? But I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and deliver, man. You know what I mean? I can't really speak for a lot of them other dudes, but I'm here to show and prove. I got a lot to prove, man.
I think affiliation with Slay hurt a little bit. It helped, but it hurt. And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of DJs hated the fact that their artist wasn't as popping, so they never wanted to support.
That's what I said when I first said that.
You know what I mean? And I always felt that with you. It's like
I'm glad you admitted that.
That's what I meant when I said the illusion.
Yeah, no, because it's like
to hear him admit that right now is so big right now.
No, because I see it even with I noticed when I was working with Red. Wouldn't play Red Cafe, not because of Red Cafe, because of DJ Envy.
Like
so it got to a point. So it got to a point where I had to step back from Red. I'm like, yo, man, you got to do it on your own. Because it was like I could see it, and I seen it with you as well. Because they don't look at Papoose as Papoose, they look at that Slay artist.
Yeah. And
then it's politics with the labels. Oh, with the radio stations. Oh, I don't want to play because this and that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
what
I said earlier. You kind of said the same thing when I first came in. The response that I got from the people, I didn't even expect that to be like that. Like you said, just mad because they artists wasn't popping. So what I was doing when I first came in, I'm paying for that shit now. Like that was trying to get up, and some of them is up now. So they like, oh yeah, what's up now? Like, you know what I mean? They throwing their weight around and feeling some kind of way from shit that I was doing back then. You know what I'm saying?
Like artists.
Yeah, artists. You know what I mean? A lot of the fans too be mad. Like when they see you on top and you ain't really in the limelight like that no more. They gonna use that against you.
But then some of those people are people that might have asked you for stuff and you were too busy to do it, and then now they're like,
yeah, I can admit that. This was on the voicemail complaining. You know what I'm saying?
When you see people on social networking sites getting at you about your flow, do you ever question your flow?
Nah, I really don't. You know why? And you know what I mean? Not to be stubborn, but I've been doing this so long. I know what hip hop is about. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes to be a good artist. So when I see that, I know what it is, man. I laugh at that stuff. It's funny though. I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely humorous. I laugh at it.
Now, recently you jumped on stage. First of all, whose set was that on, and how did you get backstage?
More or less, Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Before he even got on, I had a relationship with him. I brought him out on my stage show. You know what I mean? And let him touch the mic. Him, J-Rock, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? I actually took them through the whole Brooklyn because they from the West. They never seen Brooklyn. I took them to the Ville, the Style, all that. You know, my homies. You know what I mean? We had a relationship. So more or less, he got his weight up. He brought me out, returned the favor. You know what I'm saying? But it
wasn't a surprise. They knew it was happening. It wasn't.
I mean, a couple people knew, a couple people didn't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I to be honest, I had to debo my way through a little bit to make it happen. And when it was time for it to happen, a couple forces that be tried to stop it. So we had to, bum rush a little bit.
Let's speak about New York for a minute. Now, when you see artists, right, I always get disappointed when I see an artist like a Busta Rhymes, who's been a legend in the game for a long time, but then he'll turn around and make a record like Twerk It, Get Down with a YMCMB. Like, I just feel like he's a legend. He's bigger than that. Like, if anything, go the independent route like you do. Like, how do you feel when you see, like, the icons of the game?
I mean, Bus is a living legend. I mean, like you said, that's 100% real. And I feel like Busta is the originator of those kind of records. If you look back, Busta always was, playing around and being versatile, doing different type of things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel no kind of way when he make records like Twerk It and all that. I kind of like that record. You know what I mean?
What about this rumor about you turning down some of Kanye West beats for the album?
Yeah, I did, man. When I was doing my album back then, everybody was sending me beats. Swiss Beats used to call me on the phone and play beats over the phone. I had beats from Kanye, but on some real, the beats that I had from all them big name producers, Pharrell, I ain't like none of them beats, man.
That's real.
I ain't like nothing. I couldn't be phony, you know what I mean? And Slade was like, "Yo, you crazy? Just need to do this joint that." And I was like, "Man, I ain't like them beats, man."
You ever turned down anything that ended up being a hit?
No, but people took a couple of my lyrics and made them hits. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna speak on that. But yeah, I didn't like none of them beats. I'm sorry.
What about now? You think you could call any of them and be like, "Look, I'm working on some stuff. Let me get a beat."
Any of them producers? Yeah, I got beats from Swiss a couple times. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a couple beats. The rest of them dudes, I would never run into them. They don't be in the places I be in.
So what do you feel like you need to do now to just reestablish yourself and get it back? What is it that you need to do? If you feel like it's not going to be radio right now, there's so many alternative routes that you can go, a lot of other options. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, as far as my music is concerned, I would just keep working. Consistency is everything. That's how I got on in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And as far as radio, I ain't doing halfway too bad. I need some love over here. They playing my record right now featuring Ron Browns. They playing it out in Connecticut. A couple other cities is supporting it, so it's growing slowly.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I do need some love over here though.
Do you like
Shout
the
out to
state
DJ Self? You know what I mean? He supporting me.
You like the state of hip hop right now?
State of hip hop as a whole, yeah, I gotta say that. You know why? Because it started in New York and so many other regions is doing it. That show that we can influence the world as far as that's concerned. But the state of New York, nah, I don't like it. It's sounding like they from other places, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what do you think about New York music and all these New York rappers?
To answer your question, I don't like the state of New York. I like the state of hip hop. I mean, the state of hip hop, I can respect it. You know what I mean? But New York is corny. Like it's trying to sound like you don't know if these from Dades County or Brooklyn. Like what? Man.
You got some new cats that's traditional though, the Joey Badasses, the Action Bronsons. They traditional New York sounding hip hop.
Yeah, you know what it is? I hear their names, but I don't really hear their music. You know what I'm saying? Like even with some of them dudes that's getting a buzz, I have a buzz from the town, but you still won't hear them getting that love on the radio, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a name going, and that make a name die down when y'all do that. Like y'all gotta support them, man. Like I be hearing a couple name buzzing like you mentioned, and a couple other artists, their names be getting out there, but when I sit back sometimes when I'm riding in the car, I turn around, I don't hear the music.
I think because they're more digital now than anything.
Yeah, you're right. You 100% right, and that's what I'm doing. I got my website up. Like I said, I got the album on iTunes and Amazon, so on the digital level, I'm moving.
Now let me ask you this: when Remy gets home next year, is if they approached you guys to do like a reality show or something like that, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about that, and the closer it's coming to her getting home, we've been getting more and more. Yeah, I'll be with it, man. I'll be with it, but they ain't gonna be setting me up, no incidents and all that with trying to make altercations happen. Like, nah, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh, they definitely gonna do that. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
they
chicks
be
popping
doing
up
that.
from when she was locked up. I was with him.
Oh hell no. They're gonna be lying. They're gonna be lying like a.
She was gonna do one before she went in though. Her and Jackie O and Shauna, right?
Yeah, they was doing a project before.
Yeah, they
you know
were
what I'm
supposed to
saying?
do something.
But yeah, a lot of people inquiring about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
though.
we miss
That's
Remy. Give
important.
Remy our love.
Yeah, man. Nah, you know she with you. She with, you know she with you. And all
I had
that.
Remy down south in the slums, the backwoods of South Carolina doing a show one time in Somerton, South Carolina.
That's what's up, man.
She did one of my first ever episodes of Lip Service, and she stayed the whole time, and her dog peed on the floor in the studio.
Dog pee everywhere. That dog peed on slate carpet before. I had a fit.
We miss Remy. Definitely give Remy our love.
She definitely writing, man. Look out for her. She coming.
And we look forward to hear some new music from you. You know, you should.
Well, the album's out.
Papoose is the one to call. That will call any given time: 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 a.m. They got to a point. I changed my number. Somebody came in the club. Was like, "Look, Papoose said I didn't have your number." He says he told me not to ask you for it, just to text him so he has your number. I said, "Damn, it's Papoose telling people to the club."
Yeah, she said, yo, Envy picked up his phone. She said, yo, he ain't hit you.
I hit
no,
you.
that ain't hit me.
No, I hit you. I hit you.
I said, yo, he was in his phone acting like he was. I said,
No, I hit you.
I'ma
I
see
hit
him.
you.
You gotta be persistent, man.
Yeah,
That's good.
exactly, and that's how I am. When it comes to the music, I don't mind. It ain't my style to be doing that type of, but this is what
A
you
lot of
gotta
artists
do.
have too much pride to do that.
Yeah, ain't no pride in this.
Papoose
Especially
had
in New York.
He had a little pride at first. The first early
lot of
pride,
artists
they got the
don't
first
do
four. He was like, "Dang, play my record." Yeah.
But Envy was one of the first dudes that, you know, was playing the joints, even though, like he said, I had the affiliation with Slay. He still supported here and there. It's
Here
times
and
he give me
there.
a resistance, though. You know what I mean?
You ever had a
But
DJ tell you straight up, "I'm not playing it, man. You mess with Slay. I don't like Slay."
hell no, they ain't gonna say that. They ain't gonna say that, but they'll curb you, though. They'll curb you, like he said, they'll change their number. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like Envy did.
That wasn't for Papoose though.
Okay.
That's what's up, man.
Envy
Goodness
changed his number
gracious.
like 5 times.
But yeah, but now that we here, man, I need your support on this Ron Brown's record, man.
I got you. The
I
morning,
need
the morning
you.
show
Yo,
is
you know
tough.
this-
You know the morning's tough.
You know what Envy did to me?
Uh-oh.
I
Let's hear this.
speak to Envy, right? We kicking it. I said, yo, Envy, I got the record with Ron Brown's, you know what I mean? It's moving a little bit. I sent him the joint. Yo, I got you, Pap. I got you. But I fuck with him because he blasted the Remy joint off one Monday. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, maybe I can get him to do that again. Long story short, so he ain't never get it on. Something happened up here. I forgot
It was
what
the Mr. C day.
Okay,
It was the Mr. C day.
Peace to
Which
Mr.
one?
C.
Well, it was one of those days, and I hit Papoose. I said, "Pap, I know you don't want part of this day, so I played another day." Did I hit you?
But look, now he hit me. But look what happened.
You don't want part of this day.
So now I
The
said,
whole
all right,
day.
he on Saturday. I said, yo, you got me Saturday, right? He said, yeah, I got you. I'm sitting there waiting around you. This is my single. I'm waiting. This played the old record, man. The
Which one?
With me and Movado. I said, yo.
I looked at my email. I pressed Papoose. It's the
Oh, my
last one
gosh.
sent. Download it. I got you.
Oh, man.
This
I
nigga
said,
called me
yo.
Well,
Envy. That's the wrong single.
Well, he tried.
He tried, though. It was still support because it was on the album.
He
But
tried.
damn, I wanted the new joint to go
Oh.
off, man.
Well, Envy's he's definitely not the smartest.
Shut up, you. Oh man, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Power 105.1. It's Papoose.
Yeah.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Only on Power 105.1.